I'd like to tell y'all about how I won Miss Rodeo Sandhills team. It was in Odessa in November, I think, right? Yes. And we were heading there. It was all good and everything. We get there. It's kind of cold, and so we get in the hotel. Everything's checked out and everything. And I have horsemanship that day. So you have to do a pattern with your horse, and you have to show the judges that you can ride and that you could be able to ride in an arena. And so I do my horsemanship pattern, and you have to do the pattern, and then you have to get off your horse, and you have to talk to your judges about horsemanship questions. And so after that, you have to do your queen wave on your horse, and then you have to do rail work. And you have to change your horses with the other contestants. And so I got this horse, and you had to do the rail work. And rail work is where you're on a different horse that you draw. And so you go around the arena, and the judges will be like, turn this way, turn that way, lope, trot. And so we finished that night around 9 o'clock, and the next morning I had to be up and ready at 9 for my private interview with my judges. And so the judges, they'll talk to you for about 10 to 15 minutes, and it'll just be you and the 3 judges. And so after the judges, you would have to go back and sign your thank you cards and everything. And after that, you would have to go do your speech, which has to be 2 minutes, and you would have to model. And then after that would be the coronation. So it was pretty exciting to win Miss Rodeo Sandhills team because it was my second biggest pageant that I did. And I competed with 3 other girls. And it was just a really big honor to represent Miss Rodeo Sandhills. So do y'all have any questions for me?
So what are your duties now as Miss Sandhills team? What do you have to do, like for, I assume you're the queen for a year or whatever?
Yes, you have to hold the title for a year. And I went back in January to their rodeo for a week and a half. And I would have to go to like the stock shows, I'd have to carry the flags, post the colors, I'd have to go around the auditorium signing autographs, and you just have to do whatever they wanted you to do in Odessa. Anything else?
Do you have a horse?
Yes, I do.
Do you have to take it all the way to Odessa?
Yes, I do rodeo, and I'm starting to do queen events, and yes, I do have a kind of reigning horse. So.
What kind of questions were you asked?
You had to do after your speech, you'd be asked a funny question and a current event question. So you'd have to draw a current event and a funny question. I think my current event, what was my current event question?
It was asked about the prison system.
Yes.
She felt it was okay to have an inmate marry while he's in prison.
Yes. And a
So
funny.
they ask anything. It's,
Yeah, you just
don't
draw. You
That
don't.
wasn't the funny question?
No, that wasn't a funny one. And then the funny one was something like this.
If I was a director, what would I direct? And I think I said I would direct a horse movie or My Little Ponies movie or something like that. So yes.
Are you scheduled for any other pageants?
Yes, I'm gonna try to run for Texas Junior High Princess, and that's in May. So that'll be my next big pageant
Where is that?
in Gonzales, Texas. Yes.
So that doesn't have horsemanship in it?
Yes,
Oh, it
it
does?
will have horsemanship, private interviews, speech, tests.
We're such a terrible audience.
There's a lot going on over here.
That's your funny question.
And you'd have to do horsemanship, speech, test, interview, and modeling. So
And what's the modeling?
modeling is, so you have to, before you do your speech, you'd have to model. And it's pretty much like this. So you'd have to walk on the stage, you'd have to pose, show your outfit. You could do a nice little couple moves and stuff like that just to show that you can walk around and that you can show your dress off.
Can you tell us about your dress?
Yes! Okay, so this is a custom-made Julia Hewing dress. It has fringe on the bottom. It comes with, everything has to match in the queen world. Everything. Your horse pad, your boots, everything has to match. If it doesn't match, then you're going to look like a complete freak against all those other girls that are color coordinated and everything. So everything has to match. I'm really bad about my nails, but they're supposed to be French tip. And you're just supposed to be matched in everything.
Will you try for XIT queen?
Yes, of course. I think I have 2 more years so I can run.
Do you have to be 16 before you can do XIT Queen? Is that-
I think so. Yeah, 16.
For a,
Junior?
freshman going into a sophomore summer.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you're homeschooled, like the little girl that ran this year, she's 14 like snow, but she's homeschooled. But in her homeschool academic, she's a sophomore.
How are your grades?
Good. You have to pass. Just like sports, you have to pass to play. And in rodeo and queening, you have to send them your report card to see if you're passing. And if you're not passing, then you can't do it.
And what's your favorite subject?
Favorite subject would have to be history. I don't like math, so probably history. Yes.
What rodeo events do you do?
Okay, in my rodeo events, I do poles, barrels, goat tying. I'm starting to do breakaway, and then of course my queen event.
Haven't you won some rodeos that are pretty significant?
What I started with was rodeo. I just started with my basic play days here in Dalhart, and then I started traveling to Boise City, and then in 6th grade I started